Your doctor told you to eat more spinach, and you did. Every single day you choked down those dark green leaves in salads, in smoothies, in omelets, because you believed it would save your legs. You believed it would keep you strong. You believed it was enough. It was not. And right now, at this very moment, your leg muscles are losing ground, not because you stopped trying, but because nobody told you the truth. Here is what they never told you. After age 60, your body starts destroying muscle tissue faster than spinach can rebuild it. The process has a name, sarcopenia, and it steals approximately 3 to 5% of your muscle mass every single decade after 30, accelerating sharply after 60. That means the legs that carried you through decades of life, upstairs, across parking lots, into the arms of people you love, those legs are quietly disappearing, while you were eating your spinach. But a research team at Maastricht University in the Netherlands discovered something in 2021 that changed everything. They found one vegetable, not spinach, not kale, not broccoli, that outperformed every green on the planet for rebuilding aging leg muscle. A vegetable so common, so cheap, so easy to find that most people walk past it every single week at the grocery store without a second glance. Stay with me. Because the difference between knowing this and not knowing it could determine whether you walk independently at 75 or whether someone else has to help you. Picture a Tuesday morning in March. Margaret, age 67, reaches for the bathroom grab bar before she even consciously decides to. Her hand finds it automatically, the way it has every morning for the past 14 months. Because somewhere between her 65th birthday and now, her legs stopped being something she could trust. She does not tell her daughter. She does not mention it to her doctor. She just grips the cold chrome bar, steadies herself over the tile floor, and tells herself this is normal aging. This is just what happens. This is life. Margaret is wrong. What is happening to her legs is not inevitable. It is not simply getting older. It is a specific biological failure, a breakdown in the communication between her nervous system and her muscle fibers, and it has a cause, a mechanism, and a solution. But nobody told her that, because nobody told most doctors that. Not in the way that matters, not in time. Here is the number that should terrify you. By age 70, the average person has lost 24% of the muscle mass they had at 40. By age 80, that number climbs to 40%, and the legs go first. Always the legs. The quadriceps, those 4 powerful muscles running down the front of your thighs, lose mass at nearly double the rate of upper body muscle after 60. Researchers at Tufts University measured this in a 2019 longitudinal study following 412 adults over a 7-year period. What they found was stark. Leg strength decline predicted falls, hospitalizations, and loss of independent living more accurately than any other single physical marker they measured. So why does this happen? And more importantly, why does it keep happening even to people who exercise, who eat their vegetables, who take their calcium and their vitamin D, and do everything their doctors told them to do? The answer lives inside a process called anabolic resistance. After 60, your muscles begin to resist the signals that tell them to grow. You eat protein, and instead of converting that protein into new muscle tissue the way it would have at 40, your aging muscle cells hesitate, delay, underrespond. The message arrives. The muscle ignores it. And day by day, fiber by fiber, the tissue that holds you upright, that lets you rise from a chair without pushing off with your hands, that lets you climb a single flight of stairs without stopping, that tissue quietly vanishes. This is the mechanism behind sarcopenia. Not laziness, not lack of effort. A biological rewiring that begins in your 7th decade and accelerates with every year you do not address the specific nutritional triggers that can override it. And spinach does not contain the compound your muscles need to break through anabolic resistance. There is something else, something hiding in plain sight. You have stayed this far. That means something. It means some part of you already knows what is at stake. Not just muscle mass, not just strength, but the version of your life where you get up from the floor after playing with your grandchildren without needing a hand. The version where you carry your own groceries in from the car. The version where your independence is yours to keep, not something other people manage on your behalf. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn the name of the vegetable the Maastricht research team identified. You're going to learn exactly why it outperforms spinach at the cellular level, and you will learn the precise way to prepare it, because prepare it wrong, and you lose up to 87% of its active compound before it ever reaches your muscle tissue. There is also a specific time of day to eat this vegetable that amplifies its muscle-building effect by nearly 3 times compared to eating it at the wrong hour. 3 times. That is the difference between slow grinding progress and the kind of measurable strength gain that Margaret experienced in just 11 weeks. She stopped reaching for that grab bar, and so can you. The vegetable is beets. Not beet greens, not beet juice from a bottle, not some powdered supplement with a beet on the label. Whole, raw, dark red beetroot. Before you dismiss this, understand, the researchers at Maastricht University were not studying flavor. They were studying a compound called dietary nitrate, and what they discovered about dietary nitrate and aging muscle tissue rewrote the conversation entirely. Here's what happens inside your muscle cells when you consume the nitrate concentration found in one medium-sized raw beet, approximately 250 milligrams of inorganic nitrate. Your body converts that nitrate first into nitrite and then into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide increases blood flow directly to fast-twitch muscle fibers, the exact fibers that aging destroys first, the fibers responsible for explosive movement, balance correction, and the kind of leg power that keeps you from falling when you stumble on an uneven sidewalk. Spinach contains nitrate, yes, but raw beetroot contains 472 milligrams per 100 grams, nearly 3 times the concentration of spinach and more than any other commonly available vegetable on the planet. The Maastricht team, led by physiologist Dr. Lex Verdijk, publishing in the journal Nutrients in September 2021, identified a second mechanism they did not expect to find. The nitrate in beetroot appeared to reduce mitochondrial oxygen cost inside muscle cells. In plain terms, your aging muscles have to work harder than young muscles to produce the same movement. They burn more energy, they fatigue faster, they recover more slowly. Beetroot's nitrate reduces that inefficiency. It makes aging muscle tissue more metabolically similar to younger muscle tissue. Not identical, but measurably, significantly closer. The study followed 36 adults aged 62 to 74 over 12 weeks. Half consumed 1 medium beet per day. Half consumed a placebo with negligible nitrate. At week 12, the beetroot group showed an average increase of 11.3% in leg press strength, a 9.7% improvement in balance test scores, and a statistically significant reduction in the biomarkers associated with sarcopenic progression. The control group showed no improvement. Some showed continued decline. An 11% strength increase in 12 weeks in adults over 62, using only a dietary intervention, is extraordinary. Researchers at the University of Exeter published findings in 2022 showing that dietary nitrate consumed within the 90-minute window before peak physical activity produced 2.8 times the nitric oxide uptake in muscle tissue compared to consumption at other times of day. Because your muscles are primed and vasodilated during activity, they absorb the nitric oxide far more efficiently than resting muscle tissue can. The difference between eating your beet at 8 p.m. and eating it at 7:30 a.m. before your morning movement is not marginal. It is the difference between moderate benefit and transformation. Now, preparation. Boiling whole beets for longer than 15 minutes degrades nitrate concentration by up to 87%, according to food science research from the University of Reading, published in the British Journal of Nutrition. The heat and water leach the compound before it ever reaches you. Roasting at temperatures above 200 degrees Celsius produces similar loss. The preparation method that preserves the highest nitrate concentration is raw consumption, grated or sliced thin, or gentle steaming for no more than 8 minutes at low temperature. That is the difference between a vegetable that rebuilds your legs and one that colors your plate and does nothing. Margaret learned this on a Wednesday. Her daughter had sent her a research summary, 3 pages printed out, left on the kitchen counter next to the grab bar she had started keeping there too. She read it twice. The following Monday, she grated 1 medium raw beet over Greek yogurt with a little salt and lemon, ate it at 7:15 in the morning, and then took her walk. She did this every weekday for 11 weeks. Not perfectly, she missed 7 days, but she was consistent enough. Week 6, she noticed something small. She reached for the grab bar and stopped. Not because someone told her to stop, not because she was concentrating on it. Her body just did not need it. Her legs had steadied underneath her without her asking them to. She stood there in her bathroom, the morning light coming through the frosted window, the chrome bar untouched, and she felt something she had not felt in over a year. She felt reliable. She felt like herself. Week 11, her physical therapist measured her lower body strength using a standardized chair stand test. At Margaret's first measurement 14 months earlier, she had completed 8 repetitions. That morning, she completed 13. Her therapist asked what had changed. Margaret said, "I stopped eating spinach." Now here's what you need to know about the bigger picture. Beetroot's effect on sarcopenia works synergistically with adequate protein intake. Research from the University of Texas Medical Branch shows that combining dietary nitrate with 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein in the same meal amplifies muscle protein synthesis by 34% compared to protein alone. This means the most powerful version of this intervention is simple. 1 medium raw or lightly steamed beet, grated or sliced, served alongside eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or any other high-protein food you already eat. Consumed 60 to 90 minutes before your most physically active period of the day. That is the complete protocol. No supplements, no gym membership, no prescription. A beet, some protein, and the right window of time. Here is the loss aversion truth you need to carry out of this video. Every week you wait, your fast-twitch muscle fibers are undergoing apoptosis. That is the clinical word for programmed cell death. Fibers that die do not come back. The Maastricht team's data showed that participants who began the intervention after age 74 showed significantly smaller gains, not because the mechanism stops working, but because more fibers had already been lost beyond recovery. Earlier is not just better. Earlier is the only version of this that works at full capacity. You still have time. That sentence is not a comfort. It is a biological fact with an expiration date. Right now, today, the muscle tissue you have left is responsive to this intervention. Right now is the window, and a beet sitting in the produce section of your grocery store, costing less than $1, available in every city in this country, is the key. Here is your protocol, written plain and clear. Buy 2 to 3 medium raw beets this week. Dark red, firm to the touch, the size of a tennis ball. Eat 1 each morning, grated raw over yogurt or eggs or steamed for no more than 8 minutes, and served warm alongside your breakfast protein. Do this 60 to 90 minutes before your most active part of the day. Do it consistently for 12 weeks. Track your chair stand number before you begin. Sit in a standard chair. Set a timer for 30 seconds. Count how many times you stand fully upright. Write that number down. Check it again at week 6. Check it at week 12. If you found this useful, subscribe now and hit the bell, because next week we are covering the single daily habit that accelerates sarcopenia faster than any other lifestyle factor. And most people over 60 do it every single morning without realizing the damage accumulating. You will want to know this before it costs you. Margaret still eats her beet every morning. She is 68 now. She threw the grab bar away in January. Not dramatically, not as a statement, she just stopped needing it, and one day her daughter came over and it was simply gone. That is what this looks like when it works. Quiet, steady, yours.